There's a podcast series out there called Luke 21 Radio. He does this uh, series as part of, he does a show on Catholic prophecy through the lens of St. Augustine.
All right.
He does this series on the Nephilim.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and there's a lot
There's a
before
lot.
Augustine about them being real.
Yeah.
And
Oh, they are
but you
real.
get to this. I know, I believe you.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just
Nephilim
saying,
are
like,
real.
they're real. We should do a show on that one time, because that
We
stuff
should.
blows people's minds. The 6 fingers, the 6 toes, being 10 feet tall, all this kind of stuff. You go through the depth of the church history on that, and it's like the whole weight of the church fathers believe the stories of the Nephilim, and even when Christ is at Caesarea Philippi, different translations will talk about it being the nether gloom, which is like this area in between the worlds where the Titans are in Greek mythology. It's very fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
But the one part where there's a really big mystery is, how could the angelic beings procreate with the human beings? And this is kind of where you just kind of go, I don't know. But one of the things that he said, what I thought was fascinating, and actually John Henry Weston, mutual friend, I was talking to him about this at dinner last year, and he said, we all thought in vitro fertilization was insane, and we weren't like, are they going to have a soul? Like, what's the issue here? So we can say that the Antichrist figure to come could definitely fool the world with technology, or basically, magic tricks. But this idea that the Satan, the spiritual being himself, could be incarnated is impossible.
Right. Well, Kennedy, we've talked. I want you to read my Sword and Serpent trilogy. I want you to narrate. We've talked about it. But in that book, a key character in there is St. Christopher. And there is a tradition that St. Christopher, he was a giant who carried Christ across the water. That's why he has Christ on his back on your medals of St. Christopher. But there's a tradition that he is a Nephilim.
That'd be so cool.
That's how I depict him in the book, because I believe in the Nephilim.
Awesome.
The Nephilim, by the way, everyone's asking, what's the Nephilim? The Nephilim are these giants that are either possessed by demons, some say procreated somehow. Thomas Aquinas, this is a little kind of gross. And maybe a little bit, if you have young children, maybe skip ahead for now. But Thomas Aquinas talks about the succubus and the incubus.
Yes.
The succubus is a demon posing as a sexual female, and the incubus is a demon posing as a sexualized male. All right? Succubus and incubus. Succubus is a demon pretending to be a female. Incubus is a demon pretending to be the male. Thomas Aquinas says it's possible, and perhaps has happened, that you get a succubus who pretends to be a female, who has a act of fornication with a man, preserves his seed, then turns into an incubus and somehow would artificially inseminate a woman as an incubus male appearing. So it's an in vitro weird thing happening on. He says that perhaps demons would be able to somehow transfer seed in that way. That's Thomas Aquinas, 1200s. It's kind of weird, but
who knows?
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you go back in antiquity and you talk about, the whole idea of Nephilim and Noah and the flood. I mean, if humans in 2022 can procreate children in glass dishes, demons from antiquity who are a lot smarter than us could do weird, gross stuff. So that's
put it this way: they could
at least
fool you. They could at least fool you, right? Like, I mean,
right.
It could be irrefutable. That's like, no, I saw that. That's real. Okay, yeah.